Hi, my name is Keisha of New World Tarot. Thank you so much for joining us for this new moon in Sagittarius vlog. Alright, so let's just jump right in. So this December 6th, we welcome a new moon into our lives. And the new moon is the part of the moon cycle that really starts things anew. This is the part of the cycle that heralds a new beginning. And what is so wonderful about the new moon is the fact that it's a time to start over and recommit and refocus on our goals and desires. Because let's be honest, life is very cyclical in nature. And what holds your attention one month may fall to the back burner the next month or 2 months after that. The cycles of the moon so nicely mirror these cyclical energetic changes that we find in our lives. And the new moon is the beginning phase of the cycle. This is the time for intention, attention, desire, and action. And this new moon arrives in the sign of Sagittarius. And let's talk about this sign for a moment. So Sagittarius is a sign of the archer, and you've probably seen this symbol before. It's the one that is most often represented by a centaur, which a centaur, of course, being the mythical being that is the half man with the upper body and the lower body of a horse. And the centaur usually has a bow and arrow. Now, Sagittarius is the second to last astrological sign of the Western calendar year, the final sign being the sign of Capricorn that takes over at around the winter solstice. And the sign of Sagittarius, to me, is one of the most fascinating astrological signs. Sagittarius is ruled by the element of fire, and as such is very dynamic, adventurous, outgoing, and action-oriented. You know, Sagittarians like to travel and really experience the world. And like the other two fire signs in the zodiac, Leo and Aries, they don't like to sit still too long and would rather be out doing and moving and shaking and experiencing the world, okay? And who doesn't love that? Now, the sign of Sagittarius is also ruled by the planet of Jupiter. And this ruling planet imparts an unusual level of optimism, abundance, and good fortune to the sign. In fact, Sagittarians are highly regarded to be some of the most optimistic and luckiest people in the zodiac. They're those people that just happen to have a knack of being in the right place at the right time. We all know those people. So this new moon in Sagittarius, let's focus on how we can tap into the Sagittarian energy of luck and good fortune to improve our own lives and manifest our own goals faster, easier, and more frequently. So you may be thinking, well, Sagittarians are lucky in life. So what? Great for them. I'm not the Sagittarian. One thing I know is about luck is you either have it or you don't. So what am I supposed to do about that? All right, you may think that, but let's really talk about that. Let's really kind of pick apart luck for a second. So my first question to you is this. What is luck exactly? What is luck? Now, luck is often described as just constantly, being in the right place at the right time, constantly winning in life, constantly exhibiting, that falling effortlessly into advantageous situations that result in increasing abundance, that result in social connections, and that result in other favorable situations. So in other words, you could say luck is a short term for when someone is just in flow with life, right? Luck is when things are often delivered to a person, as opposed to the person seeking things out. So luck is when someone is receptive to wonderful things happening to them, as opposed to being directive and obtaining wonderful things. All right, is that kind of an accurate way of viewing it? And in other words, you can say people who are said to be lucky are said to be in flow with life, so that the universe more effortlessly delivers things to them without them trying so hard to get it. All right, so another word for this. Now, another word for being in effortless flow with the universe is synchronicity. You may have heard this term before. When you have synchronicity with the universe, people will probably tend to call you lucky. Things just seem to click into place. You will have a nagging feeling to take a certain action, and when you do that, you'll find a person, a pathway, an event that you needed so badly suddenly manifest in front of you. People who have strong synchronicity with the universe will tend to come across to the outside world as incredibly lucky. And that's a supernatural feeling effect that strongly using universal laws has. such as the law of attraction, which the law of attraction states like attracts like. Using the law of gender, which the law of gender states that there is a time and a place for both aggressive masculine action and receptive feminine stillness. Okay, both of these have power. Now, however, of course, luck then can be learned. Luck, which is actually the worldly perception of someone that has synchronicity with the universe, is a result of having a close emotional relationship and interaction with the manifesting power of the universe. It's not just about marching out, and conquering and achieving, but also about feeling into what's right and going quiet and listening and following intuition and hunches. So how can we grow more synchronicity and bring in more good fortune into our lives? So let's look at 5 steps that we can take. So number 1 is aligning with the field of pure potentiality. Now, an aspect of your spiritual practice that should be incorporated into your daily practice is stillness and silence. This is a form of meditation where you go quiet. You find a quiet place, you go inwards, and you release all thought. That's right, you're going to be still and have no thoughts about anything. You're just going to be, So why do we do this? What is so important about silence and stillness? When you're quiet, and go into what Eckhart Tolle calls the realm of no thought, I believe, in his amazing book, The Power of Now, which I highly recommend you read if you haven't already. What you're doing when you go into this no thought era of your mind is you're connecting and tapping into the field of pure potentiality. Now, this is source itself, which is creative consciousness without ego. Okay, so again, the field of pure potentiality is source itself, which is creative consciousness without ego. Now, we've all been gifted with egos, and your ego is a tool through which you exercise your will. However, your ego also gets in the way of your spiritual power, and it's an aspect of your physical body and brain, not your spirit. Therefore, in order to strongly connect with spirit, we need to temporarily set aside the ego, which we can do by going into this no thought place. When you do this, you're tapping directly into source and becoming pure consciousness yourself, thus inviting the potent, unfiltered creativity of source into your mind. Okay, so how do you practice stillness? It's simple. You're going to go quiet. You can use music or rain sounds or any sort of soothing sounds as background noise if you'd like. But you're going to go quiet, you're going to stay present, but release all thoughts. Okay? And even though I say simple, it's kind of a joke. Obviously, if you've never done this, this will be incredibly difficult. I've done this for a while now, and it still can be incredibly difficult, depending on what is going on in your life right now. Okay? But I can tell you this. It may be nigh on impossible seeming at first, and again, it will definitely be harder on certain days, but, it is doable, and it does get better the more control you exercise over your own body and your own mind. Every time you have a thought, think no thought, and immediately release it and go back to thinking of nothing. All right, that's right. You're just existing. You're just consciousness. You are to think no thoughts at all. So you want to try to do this for at least 5 to 10 minutes each day. All right, so number 2 is raising your vibration. Okay, so another thing you can do to bring in greater synchronicity is to raise your vibration. And one of the great universal laws is the law of vibration. And this spiritual law states that everything is energy, and that all energy vibrates with a particular frequency. Everything you see, us, this table, everything on this table, like plants, the air, everything is energy. Okay? And the law of vibration works in tandem with the law of attraction. And the idea that when you operate in a higher energetic frequency, you attract similar people, places, and things to you that match that higher energetic frequency. And the very definition of being lucky is someone that seems to effortlessly attract good things to them, and that can more easily occur when your energetic vibration is high. It's kind of like putting an antenna out, high, and then tuning it to a particular wavelength. The wavelength of what you want to bring in. When you do that, you will naturally begin to block out the things that you do not want and attune into the things that you do want. Okay? So how do we raise our vibration? One of the easiest ways to raise your vibration is to make a conscious effort to experience and feel more joy and gratitude in your life. No matter what you're going through, no matter your circumstances, you have things that are good, wonderful even, about your life. And you need to acknowledge those things and celebrate them and be grateful for them. I bet you that even at your lowest point, there are people in this world that would kill, and I do mean kill, to be you and take over your life and leave you with theirs. Okay? Even with your problems, they would consider that to be a decent or even amazing upgrade over what they have. So recognize what you have. Give thanks for what you have. Ask for more, and give more thanks for receiving what you asked for. Okay? Take more joy in your life. Recognize the amazingness that you have to offer and rock it. Celebrate it. Love it. Love yourself. Okay? Another way to raise your vibration is to take more joy and gratitude in the world outside of yourself. So don't hate the world because everyone's a crazy loon. You know, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. That's a common thing that people hear, but that's also a low frequency vibration. Take note of what's amazing in this world, what's going right, how compassion is spreading all over the globe. See what's right in your life, in the world, and with other people, and take joy and gratitude for that. And the universe will reward you with more of the same, but you need to be tuned into that channel in order to receive it. Okay? Number 3, ask the universe to speak to you. So when you meditate, and preferably after you've done your stillness, ask the universe to speak to you. Ask Source to reveal pathways to you that it show you how to get you what you want and need. The universe, Source, does not have a mouth. Okay? It has access to billions of mouths. The universe can speak to you in just as many ways, through a person, through an experience, through a dream, through a song, through a random thought, and yes, through the tarot and oracle cards, as well. All right, tarot is of course one of my all-time favorite ways to communicate with Source, and I love sharing this method with others, and I encourage you to try it with me. Okay, of course, but the point is, regardless of how you choose to ask, you must be receptive to its message ultimately, which brings me to number 4. Which number 4 is listen, look, be receptive to answers. Now, when you ask the universe to speak and to guide you, be prepared to receive the answers. Now, I don't mean you should be constantly tensed up, waiting and ready for something to happen in a flash of a second. You catch it, and snatch it, and hurry up and write it down before you miss it. Oh, it's too late. You don't need to be like that tense about it, but just be in an energetic state of expectation. Just expecting an answer to your question. Pay more attention to life. Pay more attention to events as they play out in your life. Keep your eyes open, your ears open, and most importantly, your heart and mind open. Okay? And finally, number 5, act. There, of course, is no point in connecting with Source, no point in asking it to present paths to you and opening up to that advice if you don't take action. Okay, you will know when you need to take action, and when you know it, do it. We can't let fear and complacency allow us to continue down the same old mundane path. After all, we want to be luckier than the average, right? The lucky do not take mundane action. They take unusual action. Okay? All right, so finally, before we go, let's do a little oracle card draw. I'm going to do a 3-card bridge draw. And today we are working with the Lunar Nomad Oracle, which is a wonderful deck that I love. I think it's based on the Lenormand, or some people pronounce it Lenormand style of oracle decks. But this is a beautiful deck that I like to use. So let's work with it here. Do a little shuffle and see what we can do. So firstly, before we do our draw, we were going to do a bridge draw. So what that means is I've chosen a card to represent us as a collective, and I've chosen a card to represent what we want to achieve. So the card that I chose to represent us as a collective is the Seeker card. Right? Beautiful card there. Okay, so we are going to be the Seeker, and the card that I chose to represent what we want to obtain, which is more luck, more synchronicity, more flow with the universe, is the Clover card. Okay, beautiful card there. See the little 4-leaf clover, time. Okay, and I love these images, are very pretty. All right, so we would like to choose a card that will connect us, that will allow us as the seeker, all right, to obtain more good fortune, more synchronicity, more flow with life. Oh, I dropped the card. All right. Well, okay, so let's draw our card here, if we may. Okay. So the card that we have is going to be Rider. Okay? And we have selected the Rider to be the way that we are going to achieve more synchronicity, more flow with life, more good luck. All right? And this is a beautiful card. And the Rider in this deck represents news. It represents receiving information. It also represents adventure and really wanderlust in a way. Okay, and I love this card for this particular draw because to me this actually represents a Sagittarian spirit in essence. Like this is, you can see this is a very nomadic person here. We even have a camel here that represents going long distances, usually in a desert situation. And what I see in this card as a symbol of how what we can do to achieve more synchronicity in life as a whole is, number one, the receiving of news, which is one thing that this card represents. And what that means again is meditation. It's opening up our hearts, our minds to source, to the universe. So literally, again, going to stillness, being receptive. I kind of think about when we go into stillness and quietness, and when we meditate, it's actually asking for a spiritual download from the universe, from source. Okay, so we want to meditate and ask how, you know, we can be put in the right situation that we need to be and be open to receiving it. And also, you're not going to stumble into wonderful situations if you don't put yourself out there. And I see in this card also a sense of adventure, of movement, of wandering around. Okay, this is a card, again, is not of sitting still, but if you want to be more engaged with the universe and you want something, you have to get out there. You got to tell people what you want, you know, because you never know. Someone may have a friend of a friend of a friend who can hook you up with what you're looking for, but you gotta open your mouth. You have to speak. You should put yourself out there, move around more. The more you expose yourself to, the more chances you will have to have what you want find its way to you. Okay? So, just movement, all right? Move around, adventure. Just, you know, get yourself out there and just accept that a dance with life, a flow with life is moving with life. And it's not sitting, you know, at home and wondering when things will come to you. Put yourself out there and things will find you much more easily. And just meditate. So again, meditation as well. Okay? So again, right, we have our Seeker card as representing us. And we have the Rider card, right, taking in information, you know, taking in information and embracing adventure, embracing movement, embracing communication as being the way that we're going to get to more good luck, more synchronicity, and more flow with life. All right? So I want to thank you so much again for joining me for this new moon in Sagittarius vlog. And I hope to connect again, I think, for the winter solstice. And I want to thank you so much again for spending this time. Hopefully this information was something helpful and inspiring to you, because that's my hope for doing this all the time, is just to keep your head up. You know, you're not alone, and just hopefully kind of keep in mind what's important, because often it's so hard to lose sight of things in our very materialistic, physically obsessed society. All right, so thank you so much for your time, and I hope to look forward to meeting up with you next time. So be blessed, be safe, be happy, and enjoy. Take care.